Yahweh, Yahweh, Shema, Shaba, Shema, Rakakodash. I want to give double honors to the apostle of the great millstone who will teach well, and a hearty shalom to the elect. All right, we're going to talk about devout men and bring out some examples, okay? All right. Because the elect of the Lord, Yahweh Shema, they're going to be devoted men, all right? And they're going to be devoted even into the time of their death, all the way up until that point, okay? So let's just get into it, all right? So this individual that I'm going to speak about first, all right? Well, I'm going to just read, I'm not going to read the whole chapter about this individual, but we know through the teachings of the elders and apostles, and we understand that Cornelius is an Edomite. Salakia. Woo. Cornelius is an Israelite. Salakia, okay? Thinking before I'm speaking and speaking too fast, all right? Cornelius is an Israelite, all right? Salakia, all right? So I'm going to read the first two precepts, all right? And these characteristics is what you will see in an Israelite man, all right, that is devoted unto the Lord, okay? All right. So this is Acts chapter 10, verse 1. It says, there was a certain man in Caesarea called Cornelius, all right? And in my notes, in my footnotes in my Bible that I've taken, all right, from listening to brother's videos a while back, it says Cornelius is just broken down as a severed seed from the house of Israel, all right? And how would he become a severed seed, all right? Because the nations were split up, all right? Because of Israel's as a whole atrocities that they done unto the Lord, okay? All right? The idol worshiping, all right? The following after the other gods, other people that's round about them, all right? Basically, all right? It says here, Cornelius, a centurion of the band called the Italian band, all right? Verse 2, these are the characteristics that you're going to see in a devoted man, okay, all right, which makes this man right here, Cornelius, an Israelite man, okay, he is not an Edomite. This is like you on my slip up earlier, all right. Verse 2, it says a devout man and one that feared Yahweh, all right, that's one thing right there. To be a devoted man of the Lord, you got to fear the Lord. And fearing the Lord means keeping the commandments, all right? Because as it says in Ecclesiastes, which I'm going to get right quick. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 12 and verse 13. It says, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear Yahweh and keep his commandments, for this is the whole duty of man. And this is what you'll see a man of the Lord do, all right? And this time we can't keep all 613 commandments, but the most important thing that we can do is have faith and confidence in Yahweh Shema Shai. And as a devoted man or a devout man, this is what you would do, have that faith in the Lord, because it shows, as I will get in definitions, it shows your piety, all right, or your strict adherence to the duty of the Lord, all right? Keeping the laws is one, but we can't keep all 613, but the Lord requires faith of us, from us, all right? All right? All right, so the whole duty of man is to keep the commandments, all right? And when you keep the commandments, you fear the Lord, all right? Let's see what they got here. Let's see what they got in my footnotes. Let's see, two. All right, the precepts I'm looking at are saying basically the same thing. All right, this is Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 12. It says, and now Israel, what doeth Yahweh thy power require of thee, but to fear the Lord, to walk in all his ways, and to love him and to serve him, to serve Yahweh thy power with all thy heart, with all thy soul. All right, and knowing that we can't keep all the commandments, 613, The best way that we can serve the Lord is be devoted to Him, all right, and have this faith, all right, and keep with this faith, all right. So let me go back. So I'm gonna read Acts 2 and 10 again. It says a devoted man. That's Acts 10 and 2. Salakia. It says a devoted man, one that feared Yahweh, all right, with all his house. That means everybody within his house, all right, his children, his woman, his slaves. He probably taught them, the ways of the Lord. I'm just speculating here, okay? But his slaves are part of his house, okay? It says which gave much alms to the people and prayed to Yahweh always, all right? And that's what we must do. We must give alms because in the book of Tobit it says alms, just roughly paraphrasing, alms take away sin, all right? So Cornelius, he was an Israelite man. He was a devoted man, okay? If you read through the rest of the chapter, you'll see, okay? All right, let me get this definition. I had it up earlier. Devoted, all right? The word devote, okay? I have here, it says to give up wholly, to addict, to direct the attention wholly or chiefly to, all right? And what do as we devote ourselves to the Lord as men of the Lord, all right? We give up things. We are addict to reading, studying, preaching, prophesying, okay? All right, we give our direct attention, we give wholly our attention to this truth, all right? It says here to devote oneself, it says as an example to science, or to devote ourselves to our friends, or to, these are just examples, or to devote ourselves into interest or pleasure. Well, this truth is our interest, so we're devoted to it. And in our way of being devoted to it, we show our faith to the Lord, okay? All right, it says here, another definition, it says to appropriate by vow, to set apart, to dedicate by a solemn act. All right, and the solemn act that we can do in this time, all right, is to have faith first and foremost, and then keep the laws that we are able to keep, okay? Living in the society that we live in, we can't keep all 613, okay? All right, so let's look up, let me go back. All right, let me go to the blue letter. This is Acts 2 and 10 in the blue letter, all right? Then I'm gonna get into my few examples, all right? It says the word is Yosebase,
Strong's G
Isebase.
52. Eusebase.
All right, Yosebase. All right, it says pious, dutiful. Okay. It says well, reverent, pious, dutiful, godly. All right. Let me see. There was something else I was looking up, but I can't remember where it was. But nonetheless, Salakia. All right, talking with my head down. All right. A devout man will be very much attentive to his duties to the Lord, okay? All right. That devout individual will show and have that faith, all right, that is required, all right, of the Lord, all right? And I want to read this about a king in Israel, okay? This is the summary of King Ahaz, okay? He was a southern kingdom king, all right? It says King Ahaz was the third king of Judah and the first one characterized in the Bible as a man of integrity. His 41-year reign marked by revival and the worship of Yahweh. All right, that's right here. All right, marked by the revival and the worship of the Lord. All right, we read in Deuteronomy 10 and 12. All right, fear the Lord, serve him. Right. And fearing the Lord and serving him will go into that worship, okay, that is required of us, all right? and removal of paganism and its associated evils. All right, that's going to show you that he feared the Lord, which we must do. Okay, it says here by safety and reduce crime and military and by military peace interrupted by only two brief incidents. All right, all right. So one of the first, his first revival, I'm gonna read it out of the scriptures. It's Second Chronicles 14:2. All right, this is Second Chronicles 14:2. I'm gonna start at one. It says, "And Abijah slept with his fathers, and they buried him in the city of David. And Ahaz his son reigned in his stead. In the days the land was quiet 10 years. And Asa, Salakia, did that which was good and right in the eyes of Yahweh, showed that he feared the Lord, okay? Which we must do. All right, fear the Lord, keep the commandments. But most importantly, have that faith, all right, that confidence in the Lord. All right, it says here in verse 3, it says, "For he took away the altars of the strange gods and the high places and break them and break down the images and cut down the groves." That's part one. That's part of one of the laws, okay? Let's go here to, I think it's Deuteronomy 13. All right, it's talking about smiting the city. What do we have in my footnotes? Exodus 34. Let's see. Because here, when you do what the Bible says, as far as keeping within the 613 commandments, all right, you fearing the Lord. And Asa, all right, when he destroyed these images, he broke down the images. He was within keeping the laws. Okay. There's another one that says make no molten images. Nope, that's not one. All right, but I'm gonna keep reading. I'm gonna start over at 3. It says, "For he took away the altars of the strange gods and the high places and break down the images and cut down the groves and commanded Judah to seek Yahweh, power of their fathers, and to do the law and the commandment. And Salakia, also he took away out of all the cities of Judah the high places and the images, and the kingdom was quiet before him. And he built fenced cities in Judah, and the land had rest, and he had no war in those years, because Yahweh had given him rest, because he feared the Lord, because he was devoted, because he did what the law required of him. He had that confidence and that faith in the Lord, okay? All right, then it just goes into him building up the city. But that part is important, all right, because it shows you that he feared the Lord. He was devoted to the Lord in regards to doing what the Lord required of him, all right? And I can't remember for the life of me. I think it's Deuteronomy 13. I just want to read through it right quick, just skim through it. All right, it talks about, I'm going to read Deuteronomy 13 and 15. All right, it says, Thou shalt surely smite the inhabitants of this city that is enticing Israel, that is, or speaking about idol worshiping, all right, with the edge of the sword, destroying it utterly, and all that is therein, and the cattle thereof, with the edge of the sword. So everything that is within that city needs to be destroyed, all right. An example, Asa did not wholly destroy Israel, all right, Judah, the land of Judah, but he tore down those images, all right. He tore down those idols, all right, as a devoted man, all right. And thou shalt gather together, and thou shalt gather all the spoil of it in the midst of the city thereof, and shalt burn it with fire, and all the spoil thereof, every whit for Yahweh thy power, and it shall be in heat forever, it shall not be built again. All right. That's what you do to an adulterous, idolatrous type city. But you can look at that in a smaller sense and destroy and tear down the idols, all right, as Asa did, okay? All right. Um, let me see what else did I have. So you have the disciples. They were devout men unto the Lord. They followed the Lord. Did what He said. All right. Let me get this in Second Ezra. All right. Because these are those men. All right. That are of the elect. All right. That are devout men because they followed the Lord wherever He went. All right. This is Second Ezra chapter 2 and verse 42. It says, and you can look at Stephen as a devout man. You can look at Paul. You can look at the seven brothers and their mother. You can look at Eleazar. You can look at Yahushua as a devout man. Okay. You can look at all the disciples. All right. And you can look at the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone today as devout men. Okay. It says here, I, Ezra, saw upon Mount Zion a great people whom I could not number, and all they praised the Lord with songs. And in the midst of them there was a young man of a high stature, taller than all the rest. And upon every one of their heads he set crowns, and was more exalted, which I marveled at greatly. Talking about the Lord Yahushua, all right? And he put crowns on those devout men, okay? It says here, so I asked the angel and said, Sir, what are these? He answered and said unto me, These be they that have put off the mortal clothing and put on the immortal, and have confessed the name of Yahweh, and now they are crowned and receive palms. All right, they have something that's meant for them. The whole world is not going to receive what the elect received, okay? Because the elect showed themselves to fear the Lord and be devoted, okay? All right. They prayed to the Lord, all right, they gave alms, just as it said Cornelius, the Israelites, okay? Correcting myself again, because earlier I said he was an Edomite, but he's an Israelite. But anyway, continuing on, they have those same characteristics the elect does, okay? It says here, then said I unto the angel, What young person is it that crowneth them and giveth them palms in their hands? All right, it says, so he answered and said unto me, It is the Son of Yahweh whom they have confessed in the world. So they confessed the name of Yahweh and the name of Yahushua. All right, with them confessing those names showed that they were devout, even though all the way up to death, because the scriptures say that in Second Ezra as well, the 16th chapter, it says basically those that the wicked of the world are going to go about spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. And who's those that fear the Lord? The elect, those devout men. Okay. It says here. It says whom they have confessed in the world. Then I began to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord. Standing stiffly is an action of a devout person. All right. Let me just look up what standing stiffly means. All right, it says standing stiffly means standing straight and not bending. All right, in a sense of, in this sense of those elect men standing stiffly and not bending, is they stood for the name of the Lord no matter what forms of persecution came their way. All right, see, I'm just trying to see if there was any other meaning. All right, but no. All right, those the men that are devout and feared the Lord, they confess His name. All right, they cried and prayed unto the Lord. Even in the times of trouble, they trusted in the Lord. That's what a devout man would do. All right. It says here, then I began greatly to commend them that stood so stiffly for the name of the Lord. And then the angel said unto me, go thy way and tell my people what manner of things and how great wonders of Yahweh thy power thou hast seen. And Lord will, brothers that listen to these videos, preach, believe, and have that 100% confidence in the Lord, you'll be here as it showing to be an example as a devoted man to the Lord. All right, Lord will use edifying. To the next time, shalom.